Suboptimal Podcast. Check out our suboptimal content at suboptimal.co.
Hey guys, it's Drake here, and welcome to episode 12 of the NighCast. We're still going here. No glasses today, so apologize if my reading of these questions are a little off. Today we're doing kind of a little different thing. I don't have a specific topic to talk about. What we're going to do is we're going to cover some questions that I've received via the Discord and Twitter and Instagram. And so some of these you'll probably notice are, a lot of things that you hear a lot of podcasts and broadcasters talk about. Some are not. So I hope this is my kind of take on those, and I hope these are helpful to you guys. So first question I got was, what is a podcast? Yes. Yeah, of course. See, this is my community. I expect sarcasm when you are dealing with my community, and that's the great thing. Thanks, Kai. I don't know what a podcast is. I just put my voice into the internet, and hopefully something comes out the other end. Anyway, so into the real set of questions here. How do I get more viewers? So getting more viewers, I don't know if that's like the right way to kind of phrase or look at the process of streaming. Viewers come with time. So when you start your stream and when you are doing your thing, you're in front of your game, you have your chat window open, you have everything going on, viewers come and go. They don't stay for the whole time that you're streaming, but some come in, some will stay around, some will lurk, some will hit you and then leave, and it's kind of a different thing. How you grow that viewer number is really up to your style, and then it also plays into what you're playing, when you're playing, what you're talking about while you're playing it, and it all kind of comes together of what a person's looking for. So like for me during the day, I'm looking for high energetic people while I'm working and lurking, because I want to have higher energy, so higher energy music, stuff like that's going on. If I am doing something right before I go to bed, I want somebody that's a little bit more chill, more relaxed, talking in even tones, maybe has some lo-fi music going on. And so it's dependent upon the day for me, and I think that's a lot of viewers are kind of like that as well. So depending upon when you're playing and what audience you're looking for, it'll really depend on the viewers. So growing that viewership count is difficult to explain. What you do is you kind of just do your thing. You hone it, you practice it by streaming. So that kind of leads into this other question that I have is, so we'll kind of tie these three questions together a little bit. So the other two that I have here is, when should I start streaming and what should I stream? So gaining viewers, how to get more viewers, kind of leads into these other ones. When should you start streaming? You should start streaming any opportunity that you have to stream. If this is a passion that you have, and this is the thing that you want to do with your free time, because your free time will go away if you're really pursuing this, you really want to do it, your free time will go away, because you'll be doing it every moment of free time that you have. So when should you start? You should start in any of your free time that you currently have now. You're not sleeping, you're not at work, you're not making food, you're not taking care of your family. Use that other time, whatever you're doing, cut down your poops to 3 minutes. The broman poop method, the 3.5 minute break, and then just focus on doing it. Start the stream, and do it. And what will happen is no one will show up. I did it for 6 months with no one ever showing up. So I'm down that process of, what do you do when no one's there? You talk. You learn to talk. You act like somebody's there. Even if you see that view count go up, like when I started on PlayStation, and you could see that the view counter on PlayStation, it wasn't great because you couldn't turn it off very easily when I first started, but you'd see it increase, and it was like, oh, there's one person there. Don't act any different. If that number goes to 1 and then goes back down to 0, don't look defeated. You might get that mentality of defeat. Like, put a post-it note over the top of your screen so you don't see it. Put hide it. If you're using a bot that shows you count, just hide it. Don't have your stream up on your other screens. Don't be in other people's streams. Just focus on talking about what you're doing, about your thoughts around whatever you're doing. So if you're playing, you're playing a football game, talk about, oh, okay, this is the play I want to do next because that play didn't work. Or, oh, this is a racing game. Okay, this next corner is a hairpin. We got to make sure that we slow down, 30 feet ahead of time so I can get the steer in. If it's a Final Fantasy style RPG, okay, talk about the min-maxing. Talk about what you're enjoying about it. Talk about, the comparison that you have between this game and another game that you really love that are very similar. So like Final Fantasy, you compare Final Fantasy games. So if you like 10 and 13, you just compare those two, or compare it to another Square Enix game like Nier Automata, and just talk about like the storytelling elements that are similar or different. So this is things that you kind of do while streaming, and what viewership will see is you talking, you being interactive. And now you might not be interactive to anyone in particular. You're being interactive as a whole, and viewers will see that and will link to your personality. And if the personality is what they're looking for, that's what they'll link to. And for me, I'm a variety person. I like this term that Red Knowles told me about, which is a binge broadcaster. And that's really what I am. I'm a binge broadcaster. I binge on a game until I'm just like done with it, and then I switch to a different game. So, yes, it includes a variety, but I'll play a shit ton of Division 2 right now, but I still played Destiny and Nier Automata last week. So I played 3 different games in the week. No, these are not all popular games like Division is, but they're games that I have fun in. So, that's kind of like wrapping in that, what should I start streaming? What should I stream? What should you stream? If you really want to like hack the system, double air quotes around that for those not watching the YouTube, is that you want to not really like plan out your day before you stream, but you want to plan out your day like a list of items that you would do. So make sure you have like 2 or 3 games updated that you like, and then take those 2 or 3 games and go look at the platform you're broadcasting on. So Mixer or Twitch or Facebook, but go look at the directories or the game sections that they have for those games. Look at which ones are, look at the numbers on the directory. So, do they have like 10,000 people watching this game and they're all in the first 2 streams? You're probably not going to get anywhere there. You're not going to get viewership into that category. Now, if you find a category that has like, so let's say a Mixer count. So I play on Mixer, I stream on Mixer. On Mixer, if I see a game category like that has 200 people watching, and the top row of streamers is all like around, the first double digits, so like 10 to 15 people, I'll say, hey, you know what? I can get in there. I know I can. My average, go-to guys that will always hit my stream right away is like 6 or 7 guys. It'll always hit my stream right away. That will already bump me up almost to the top row. So that is how I know that I could be a big fish in a little pond. And that's really what streaming's about, is like if you want to hack the system and be the big person in the directory, is about becoming the big fish in a little pond. So it's not about going and grabbing the most popular game, or it's not about going and grabbing something that is totally off the wall. It's about looking at the numbers and picking one that is fun for you, because then you can be entertaining, you can be your own personality in that game, and you can be large enough in the directory that someone could see you when they open that game directory up. So if they click on, somebody that has to be on front page for your game, they click on it and they see you in the first 2 rows, they might click on your stream. And that's kind of like growing your stream, how to advance your stream in viewership numbers, kind of like what you should be streaming. And this is kind of what I do on the days that I don't have, a specific grind I'm working on. Like right now I have a Division 2 grind. I'm working on that tier 4 division grind and gear grind. So a lot of my gameplay is I'm playing Division. I'm not really trying to hack numbers right now. It's like I'm doing this because I want to be ready for the raid and the clan. So I'm not really trying to pursue viewership numbers. And this is like, what? A streamer that's not not going after viewer numbers, not trying to increase his viewer numbers? I'm also a gamer. Like, I am a gamer first, I still feel, more than I am a streamer. And so I still want to have that playability aspect of, hey, my friends and the clan are ready to go for this raid, and I want to make sure that I'm also ready for the raid. So therefore, I need to grind out this world tier, and I need to make sure my gear score gets high enough so that way I can grind that out with them. And so that's what I'm working on. I'm making sure that I am performing the right. I'm playing the right game so I can perform at the right level when the raid happens. Now, if I was strictly going about viewers, and I've done this, I mean, I fully admit it. There's been some weeks where I don't have a grind that I'm specifically tied to. Like before Division dropped, and Destiny just was not feeling, that great for me because, I'm not a big Gambit guy. So I had Destiny updated, I had Division 1 updated, I had Nier Automata, I have, a bunch of other games installed on my PC. I have Apex, I have all those games installed. But I took a look at the directories and I said, okay, if I play this game, I'm going to be maybe in row 10. If I play this game, I'm going to be maybe row 5. If I play this game, I could be in row 2. And that's how I selected what game to play. And I did that 10 minutes before hitting the stream go live button. And so keeping options open and being a variety gamer is really nice because I can pick and choose where my directory placement is. If I stuck to one game and I said I am a Apex player, I would probably be at like level 30 or 40 on the directory and no one would ever see me. I'd be way down there. No, Apex is a great game. The mechanics in that game are really fun. So for me, it's kind of hard because like my competitive nature does come out a little bit in that game and I want to play it and I want to get good at it. But it's a game that I'm not driven to play all the time. I would play it for fun with friends, but it would never be a growth game. So this is where you come back is like, is it a growth game for me or is it a game that I play for fun? So like that kind of, I know it's long-winded for those 3 questions, but those are some of the things you got to kind of ask yourself a little bit too when you're trying to ask, what should you stream, when you should start streaming, and what you should be doing. The other thing about like when you should start streaming is about like what do you have? Now, if you only have a PlayStation 4, you're streaming on Twitch. I mean, that's what they have right now. If you have an Xbox, you're streaming on Mixer. It's native. You can go. If you have a PC or you have a laptop or something, you can, if it's Windows 10, you can install PS Remote Play and plug in your PlayStation controller with a USB cable. You can plug in an Xbox controller and use the Windows 10 Xbox app to play play from your Xbox Remote Play. You can capture that with OBS and stream it. So you can capture consoles without any, HDMI converters, any type of encoders, anything. You can use the software that's out there. Now, it's not going to be the greatest look. It's not going to be the most fanciest, but you can get OBS working. You can try it out, and you'll be able to stream from your PC, even if it's a cruddy laptop. If you have a console and an old laptop, you can do it. Now, some people are going to tell you don't do it or whatever. Use what you have. Don't go out and try to spend money on something you're not sure of. Stream for at least 6 months to a year before you invest money into it. The reason I say this is that a lot of people will go out and spend lots of money, like a microphone arm, a microphone, all these things people will spend money on. So you see on my stream, you see a microphone. It sounds pretty good. You see the arm, you hear I have 2 PC setups, stuff like that. Now, one of the things I'm trying to be very clear on is that I am an IT professional. One of the things I do is I shop garage sales for parts. This microphone that I use was free. I got this from a guy that was donating it to Goodwill and getting rid of it. So I happened onto an instance where I could get something and I didn't pay for it. And this is a lot of my equipment is the same way as older equipment that I've breathed life into. I got a PC that's a Dell. That's my stream box. It cost me $40 at a garage sale. I put some extra components into it. My overall cost in that box is like $200. Now, that's a lot of money for some people, but that set up my stream box. Now, if you go try to build a PC that does stream boxing, you're looking at like $600, $800. Like if you're shopping for something new. I got it for less than $200 with the capture card, with the video card, with things like that, because I bought refurbished parts and I bought a computer from a garage sale. And then I had other parts laying around the house. Like I had a spare power supply. That's what was blown in this PC, was the power supply. I had an older processor, an i5 processor. I happened to have a spare i7. I threw the i7 into it. Now my i7 was from 2012, which is 2016. You can do the mathematics on the years there. Like 7 years. So it's older stuff. It's not new. But the thing is you don't need new. You don't need the fanciest. You don't need any of this to really start streaming. All you need is what you have. If you have an Xbox, you don't even need a camera. You have a headset and an Xbox, stream. Try it out. Talk. Learn how to talk. Some of the people that have done this really well, take a look at Brofish on Mixer and took a look at Real Crafty on Twitch. Both of those streamers are very, very good streamers now. And they both started on using a console streaming to their platform. They did not have a fancy PC. They did not have a fancy microphone. They've grown into these things over years of trial and error and learning their craft and then adding to that craft over time. They didn't have this all to start with. But please just take the time, go look at their streams, and you'll see that they are really excellent streamers now. But they were not that when they started. They were just console people, just like us. Don't worry about spending the money if you don't have it, because you can build a following. You can become an excellent streamer by learning first how to stream before spending all the money. So it's that cart before the horse type situation. Why spend 10 grand on your PC when you don't even know how to stream yet? When you don't know if you will even like to stream? Imagine spending like $500 on a stream PC and then not liking streaming at all. And now you have this $500 kind of crappy PC that's not really a gaming PC. You can't use it for gaming because it's not that good. But you have this $500 investment that's just sitting there at your house and you have nothing to be able to use it for other than looking up some recipes for cooking or something. Put it in your kitchen. No, it's not something that you want to invest the money on if you're not prepared and not wanting to do this for the long term, in my opinion. A couple of the questions I have here was, how do you balance watching streams and hanging out on other people's streams versus actually streaming? So that is an excellent question, because what that comes down to is how the term network is kind of like this taboo depending upon who you ask. But the question is basically, how do you network? How do you, do your craft versus how do you make friends in your craft? And I would say that any opportunity you can, when you're first starting, you have no viewers. So when you're first starting, be in other people's streams. Now, when you're in other people's streams, there's some etiquette. Do not say that you're leaving to go live, ever. This is something that I see all the time. I'm a mod in multiple channels on top of doing my own streams, but I can't tell you the number of times I see people say, "Hey man, I'm going to go stream now." It's like, really? Would you go to somebody's house and say, "Hey, I'm leaving this party. I'm going to go have my own party at my house. You guys want to come over?" That's what you're doing. I mean, that's what you're doing. It's kind of rude. Just don't do that. Be polite. When you're in another person's stream, talk to the streamer, talk to chat, make friends. That's really what it comes back to. This comes back to like old school, AOL town hall chat from the 1990s, BBSs, any type of online etiquette. Be friendly, be yourself, be exactly who you would be on stream. This is who you are, so be you. Your name on the internet is synonymous with who you are. My name, like above the stream, below the stream, somewhere on the stream, whatever, says Drake. My name is Tom. That's just who I am. I am me. I'm not anything else. I don't ever plan on being anything else. I'm just me. That's my handle on the internet, and it has been for darn near 20 years now. So you just have to remember that being in other streams is very important when you're first starting off. And at this point, for me, I've been streaming now for a little over a year. In fact, I'll be almost 2 years this year. And then I'll be almost a year on Mixer starting on April 12th. So it's coming up, my 1 year Mixerversary coming up. One of the things I try to do is luckily have a job where I can work and lurk. I try to always have up 1 or 2 streams to kind of like listen to. I don't listen to music or talk radio or anything like that like I used to. I used to be a big talk radio, like tech podcast guy. I would just have those going all day. I've kind of tuned those down and started listening to streams during the day instead. So I'll have those kind of going on a headset, audio only mode on the phone. So I'm not watching the stream, because that's the part that sucks me in, is that watching part. So I have that kind of in the background to listen to. And I will listen to a very key point where I have something that I would like to respond to or say back. And I'll make a 1-line sentence and respond to kind of like, talk about something. It allows me to use it as like a mental break from work. So that way I'm working, and then I need a mental break. So I sit back for a second from work and I look at my phone and I'm like, do my responses, and then I go back to listening, only mode, and I go back to working. When I am not at work, when I'm at home, I love to cook. So I'll have a stream of when I'm cooking. I tried to have a stream up while I am kind of doing anything. If I'm at my PC and I'm not doing the podcast, or I'm not streaming, I'll have a stream up just to kind of have it up while I'm paying bills or while I'm doing anything on the internet, shopping or anything. I'll have a stream up, and it'll be a rotation. I try to get through like all my friends, because my friends stream at different points of the day, and so I try to be in their different streams at different points. I'll try to have a view up for them, but I also try to look for new people, because it's one of those opportunities where it's like, if you stay to your group always, you'll never grow as a person. And this is where I always try to find, and I don't mean like grow as a streamer, I mean grow as a person, like finding people with new ideas and finding new people's ways of doing things and learning from them is always a great opportunity. So I try to go into directories of games that I love. Like I'll go into the Division 2, Destiny, and I'll look at the top 2 rows, and then I'll scroll down and I'll look at the bottom 2 rows. And I try to look at them, and I might click on something. If I see something interesting in between, I'll click on it too, but I try to at least click through them so that way I can see, what are they doing? What's different? How are they, are they talking? Are they interacting? If they are a talker and interactor, I'll hang out. I'll hang out for a few minutes. I'll lurk in there, and then I'll listen to them. And that kind of goes back to like getting new viewers too, is because building friends in other streams, for me at least, this is how I've grown my viewership, is that I made friends in other streams, and I don't talk to them about streaming. I don't talk to them that I am a streamer, but they found out I am, because they will go and click on my channel after I've talked to them for a while, and they'll click on my name, because that's your channel, and they'll see that I have VODs up, I have clips up, I have this description up. Now there's chat in there from the last time I streamed, and they'll see it and they're like, oh shit, you, and then they'll normally whisper me like, oh, you stream? I'm like, and I'll whisper them back like, yeah, I do. At night, here's my times, blah blah blah, and they'll be like, oh cool, I'll come by. And that's kind of like how I've grown my viewership. And so I guess for balancing that is basically, it depends upon and we'll come back to the question now. So balancing being in your own stream or being in other people's streams, I would say early on, when you are growing when you have no viewers and you're trying to get viewers to begin with, you're always wanting to be in other people's streams more than doing your own stream. I would say have your streams reduced and be in other people's streams. Now, as you start to grow your viewership, I'd say start switching that around. So start with like 3 days a week streaming, and the other 4 days a week you be in other people's streams during that stream time window. So that way you could see exactly who's streaming at the same time you were. Maybe that could lead to partnerships and multi-streams and like playing games together and things like that. That's where you make that friends, because you're playing at the same time. So this way you can play games with them. And that's really what, for me, this is what I really do is try to build relationships with people so I can play games with them. Because that's really what I started this whole streaming adventure to do, is play games with other people. If I have a multiplayer game I want to play, I want to be able to play it with people and not with my limited, 6 friends that have the same console as me that now are, busy with life because we're all in our mid-30s now, or they are, busy with changing jobs or anything like that. And it's like, well, now it kind of ruins that group that had the console together and we're not able to play. So I hope that helps with my perspective on it. I really think that it's important to make friends first before putting the time into the stream, because streaming to 0 is good for you as a person because it teaches you how to be yourself in front of the camera. Because I even have a hard time, if you watch this on YouTube, I have a hard time looking at the camera, like eye to eye to it, because it's still fairly new to me. And I'm a socially awkward person. I fully admit that. I mean, I'm a geek. I'm in my freaking basement right now recording this. But it's about, how you are taking that time. And I really think that taking the time to learn who you are and also making friends is important. Making friends is more important to begin with than learning who you are as a streamer, because the streamer thing comes over time and making friends comes over time, but making friends is normally easier for people than the streaming part is. So make friends, and then when you do hit the go live stream button, when you have friends and they show up, it's easier to talk to them than to nobody. And so it slowly increases that timed ratio of, say 3 to 4 is your stream to being in other people's chat, and eventually you'll become 4 to 3, 4 to 2, and it does suck because you do lower the amount of time that you are in other people's streams, but it comes down to, at that point, you're talking people that are like, when I would say it'd be time to do that is when you're looking at the, you have 50 to 100 people in your chat. And that's when you're like 2 days a week, you're in other people's chats, and 5 days a week you're streaming. So it's really dependent upon you and your community and how you view it. But that's just kind of my hot take on it. So we'll get this other question here. How do you deal with toxicity in your chat? I would say you don't deal with it. You don't. You get rid of it. There's no reason that you as a streamer or your community wants to deal with toxicity. Dealing with it is, and this just might be the wording that I got the question in. I don't think that dealing with it is the right way to perceive it. I think that toxicity needs to be stamped out, and that you need to focus on how you want your chat and your community to be built. And I think that one piece of toxicity can lead to making the entire community toxic and your entire stream toxic. And I am not a person that deals with toxicity. It's like, no, we're not dealing with it. Now, here's the thing. When someone comes in with a weak troll, like they come in with a pretty weak troll, I'll be sarcastic to them. And, cool. If they like respond like, oh, cool, yeah, he's willing to joke and they're willing to come in, cool. But if you come in and you're just laying out racial slurs, I'm just going to ban you. I'm not even going to deal with you. It's not worth the time of day to even respond to that type of thing. It's just gone. And I think that people that are willing to say that as a joke, it's not that far from them to not actually be a joke anymore. And from people that are willing to be, toxic in that kind of way of like homophobic and are attacking others because of something about them, I don't think they're that far away from JK to actually being their real view. So it will depend on the level of toxicity. Like I said, if it's a weak troll like, yo dude, your head looks like an egg, I'm like, well, yeah, no shit, it's bald. That's my common response. It's like, yeah, no shit, it's bald as F. And you just like, and they kind of like, oh, haha, that's cool. that's what I consider a weak troll. It's like, yeah, I'm a bald guy. I'm not, does not hurt me you saying that. Some words are not meant to be repeated, but some words like that, it's like, whatever. It doesn't matter. You making fun of me. Don't make fun of my community. Don't make fun of, someone else chat, and don't bully someone. If they come in like trying to bully somebody or bully you, no, that's just not right. Because I've been, I've had issues with depression in the past, and I've had issues with, not the greatest mental health scape. So I understand that the mindset you can get into very quickly when there is people being toxic and bullying, and I would rather not have that around me. So I try to surround myself with people that are positive. I try to stream with other people that are positive, and I try to make sure that I focus the community in a way that we all lean toward positivity. Now, be it with a sarcastic comment here and there, and be it with a little bit of trolling and fun. But if anyone ever feels, left out for any reason, that hurts a lot. And I think I've had, issues where I pushed, I thought I was being a little far, and I became the troll on my own stream. And I did like reach out to the person that I did that to, and I apologized, and I said I never meant for that to happen. And I think that you have to own it if you do it. And I think that's just, you have to learn and move forward. And this is also learning, move forward with the own types of toxicity it comes with, like internet trolling and internet chat, is that it can lead to many other ways. And I know people that will take their discords and they'll put in, like different types of bots that people have to agree to rules before being able to come in and things like that. I don't have anything set up. I've thought about it, but I think for me right now, the minimal amount of trolling I've had come through has been around links, and so we have just dealt with that with the mod team that I have. Luckily, I have a few friends that are able to be on during the middle of the day, so they see that kind of stuff. My wife is a mod in my channel, and she's a stay-at-home mom, so she's able to kind of like watch it when I'm not around, when I'm at work and focusing on work. So I hope those answer the questions I got today. If you guys like this, let me know. I'd love to put in more Q&A episodes coming up. I'm thinking about trying to do a live Q&A. I know I don't do these live right now, and I do think that I should start doing these as live episodes. So I do have some stuff going on personal wise that is going to be probably changing up the stream schedule a little bit. And I think that as part of that change, these types of the podcast will be coming live to you recorded soon. Trademark soon. So we have that coming up. What else is coming up? We have our Nier Automata playthrough this Sunday. As I record this, so I'll be doing that tonight. Monday when this comes out, it'll be April 1st, so happy April 1st. Watch out online, guys. There's lots of stuff going on. I'm already seeing stuff on Twitter trending because it is the first in other places of the world. So just be aware of what you're clicking on online. Speaking of internet trolling and toxicity, just be aware. It's all for fun. It is April 1st. It's April Fool's Day. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you next time.